ICT videos are really long and are full of rants. You need to understand that ICT concept is not a strategy. These are concepts with new names to rebrand the old, support and resistance trading that old traders use. Knowing what an LVG is or a liquidity grab is doesn't give you an edge in this market. What gives you an edge is forming a set of rules that combine all of these ICT concepts that makes you know the best time to sell and the best time to buy. When to hold your trade, when to exit your trade, when not to trade, and when to trade. This video is going to help you form your own strategy from the way I formed my own strategy. The time frames you need to use to look for the market direction, how to look for the direction, how to get your entry, how to manage your trade, It's going to be a very intense tutorial right here. Stay to the end of this video.
It's been a while. I did a very, chat kind of video for you guys, but then I noticed you guys enjoyed more on this channel, so I'm gonna pay more attention to making more chats, chat work. But you guys should never forget that psychology videos are the most expensive, literally, because without those advices, trust me, you might not just execute these things you learn properly. Okay, so forming your ICT strategy, so you must have time frames for directions, and you must have time frames for entries. Okay, now ICT is talking a lot on his channel, and one thing you have to understand is even when he's talking a lot, you can still grab some things. But if you have a low IQ, or you don't learn really fast, then this video will help you really good. So the time frames I use is gonna be the 4 hours, the daily, the weekly. These are the time frames for directions. Okay, so whenever you're looking to make your own strategy, don't exceed these time frames for direction. You shouldn't be doing anything with the 1 hour and 15 minutes when you're looking for direction. Like, stop it. Okay, like it's wrong. You should skip these ones for direction because they are more truthful, they are more stable. Then your entry, then you have your 1 hour 15, your 5 minute, and that's it. So what should you do in these directions? You want to respect trend. You want to be sure you're buying an uptrend and you're selling a downtrend. Simple as that. And your entry model, you want to use the 2022 model entry. That's it, period. So let's go further to what I mean by direction. For instance, if the market is trending to the upside on the weekly time frame, what that means is on this other swing, this swing we have right here, this is going on the daily. Okay, there's something like this going on the daily. Now this is how the market algorithm works. You find out how price is pulling back every single time it breaks new high. The weekly also does that, but before the weekly does that kind of pullback to something, the daily will have to break structure right here. Okay, that's it. Have to break structure right there. So it means once your daily breaks structure to the downside, it means your weekly is ready for some retracement. That's the meaning. So when you break structure right here on the daily, this swing alone that we have here, just the swing alone that we have here, I'm trying to take my brush tool, just the swing we have here is literally a downtrend on the 4 hours, isn't it? Right? So because the weekly is trying to pull back to something, so you would be bearish for the meantime while it's on its way to that point. And because the daily is trying to get to that same thing is going to be refined on the daily to mean something too. Because daily is getting there, then price is going to keep dropping for a long time, and your 4 hour time frame will keep falling too. Okay, keep falling. So what you want to do is, what way would you get into these trades when they are trending? I've just explained how to get direction. Okay, the logic behind it. when it breaks here, you're ready for retracement. And then remember, if it refuses to break, okay, now let's put it like this: if price refuses to break any low on the daily, trust me, the weekly is not ready to retrace, meaning the weekly will most likely just be impulsively going higher, and the daily will keep on doing stuff like this. That's it. So you have to know that you want to be buying when all the time frames are bullish, and you want to be selling when all the time frames are bearish, right? So that's like your main call. Now the thing is that on this 4 hour time frame, you need a very 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 smart idea to get involved every time you found out that the daily and the weekly is in a particular direction. So let's assume this actually breaks. Okay, let's assume that breaks and this is trying to retrace back to this point of interest. What you're gonna do now, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna wait for price to retrace to something on the 4 hours that's going to give you an entry. So now, if the 4 hours doesn't have an established low, I call that shit established low. What do I mean by that? For instance, at this place where price is trying to create a low, the 15 minutes is recommended to have a change of character. That's it. The 15 minutes is required to have what? A change of character. That's it. So when 15 minutes have a change of character, also we know that a retracement is going to happen on the 4 hour. But because we are overly bearish on these other higher time frames, weekly and daily, we know that that retracement is just to a POI. So if this low doesn't have such, it means price will keep going down impulsively. So you're not going to be waiting for no retracements. So it's going to be something really really easy to understand. It's going to be something really really easy to understand. So before I move on, I'm going to go straight to the chart and explain this better for you. Let's use a very nice pair like USD Canadian. Right, so I'm going to explain the old structures, or maybe let's look at the weekly chart for instance, right? So on the weekly chart, you got price trending to the upside, right? So if I'm not mistaken, we have this kind of movement right here. Okay, let me use this. So I need you to watch when price is trying to retrace back to this level. Okay, so if I'm going to do my replay, I'm going to do something like this. So in case you are confused, this is what price is trying to do. Price is trying to buy up from this POI following this market structure and all that, right? As you can see. So and I'm going to make it black, make it very very black so that you can see it. Okay, all right. So now you see this level where price is retracing to the point of interest is that level I explained for you. That level whereby price is going to be doing some downtrends and some downtrends on the 4 hours and the daily. That's you're going to have really really bearish days back to back. Okay, you only know that's going to happen here, that there's going to be that kind of drop when your daily has flipped bearish. If your daily has not flipped bearish, you can't believe it, because it could just be a minor retracement, right? So but it's a big retracement to a very clean POI lower, so our price can continue higher on the weekly. So all this while price is dropping, you know the draw on liquidity, where price is headed to is at a POI. Okay, you know it's at a POI, like price is trying to head here, you know, for real. Price is trying to head to this place, and then can you see how bearish it is on the what they call it, on the daily time frame? Did you see that, right? So I'll make this red, make this red, make this red. I don't think we need this to verify. This is all we have right here to know that this is where the daily flipped bearish. Do you see that move? Has a chalk right there, and that was when we knew price was gonna keep selling. So all of these, we selling, right? We retracing down. So all of these days we just be looking for sales. And if I go to the 4 hours to show you something, you're gonna find out how many trades you're gonna keep getting. So we have been talking about direction all this while. So we've been talking about direction all this while. Right now, let's talk about how to actually get those trades. Okay, so as you can see right here, okay, as you can see right here, we have some 4-hour levels. As you can see, I'll make them green. Do you see that? 4-hour levels, right? Do you see that? We breaking them, we're going lower, we're breaking them. Now this is the rule you need to get right straight up. Every time you come to the 4 hours, you want to check each low that price keep forming. If those low led to a 15 minutes change of character, that's what you want to find out. That's what you want to find out in this strategy you're learning right here. You want to find out if those lows were led to 15 minutes change of characters. If they do, then you know a big retracement of the 4 hours is going to come, so that when you're going to look for your sales, it's going to be a 4-hour time frame, POI, like this. But if they do not lead to any 15 minutes chop, it means price will not do a deep pullback on the 4 hours. So it means you just apply your entry model. What's the entry model? The entry model is 12 p.m. Nigerian time, 12 p.m. Nigerian time to 4 p.m. Okay, that's it. That's your entry. That's literally your entry. Guys, I'm sweating because I'm taking hot coffee to stay awake, because I'm shooting this in the night, and I've been really stressed out today. But I just said, okay, let me just drop this video. Let me just drop value on my channel to keep it busy. But I have something really big coming up for you guys, and I think my strategy is simple. If you've been watching all my channels, all my videos on the channel, you realize that my strategy is out there. Just adopt it. But then you guys need more of these psychology talks. You guys need more of psychology. You need to know what it takes to be a profitable trader, not only the whole strategy thing. I've taught a lot about how I trade. I don't hide anything. This is how I trade, and that's what I have to teach you. I'm not part of those people that go out there, backtest something for few minutes and then come up with something and come to YouTube to recreate and tell you go and do that strategy. You blow accounts, okay? Because they don't spend time to research. But me, I don't have that time to spend to research. I just talk about my strategy day in, day out. If you like, you adapt. If you don't like, you leave it alone. So 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. you are on chart. What's your entry model? On the 1 hour time frame, you want to work with an FVG or is buy side liquidity sweep or other block that's above the midnight. So if this is your movement, for instance, and then we got midnight around here, midnight in Nigerian time is 5 a.m. Please take notes. Midnight in Nigerian time is 5 a.m. Midnight is 5 a.m. Midnight is 5 a.m. not 00 hours. Okay, why? Because the 00 hour midnight ICT talked about is in Eastern time, and then I don't live in the US, I live in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, the equivalent time is 5 a.m. Nigerian time, that's midnight. So you want to trade with point of interest above here or sweeps above here. If the 4 hours refuses to create what I call established low, if there is no 15 minutes change of character around here, just apply this shit and get your entry. But if there is a 15 minutes change of character around here, then wait for price, because price will pull back to your 4 hour point of interest. Go right there and refine that point of interest and then get your 5 minutes change of character. Now remember, that point of interest you want to trade from, always make sure it's above midnight. When it's above midnight, you're safe. Get your 5 minutes market structure shifts and sell that shit right there. Okay, that's all. That's all. As easy as that, right? So I'm going back right here. So on the days where 4 hours refuse to create a 15 minutes change of character, I'll be on my 1 hour time frame waiting for price to go above midnight. So this is midnight, this other block, this is buy side. If price goes inside here and give me a 5 minutes choke, I'll sell. If price goes above here and give me 5 minutes of I'll sell. That's why you need that 5 minutes market structure shift. You need it because it confirms the final POI you want to work with on the 1 hour. It confirms it, and also make sure that POI you're working with on the 1 hour is refined to the 15 minutes. It is refined to the 5 minutes before you try to work with market structure shift. If it can be refined, it's most likely not going to hold. It's going to fake you out, right? So that's the most important thing. Now, what were the key things in this strategy? The key things is that you want to work with the trend. You also want to work with a time zone. You don't want to be trading it just anytime. You don't want to be trading it any day of the week. No, you can trade any day of the week, but you don't want to be trading it at just any time. You want to trade it either London or New York, and London is 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. You apply this. If New York 12 p.m., this USD card, so I think it's going to be most active at New York. So it's really it's going to be easy from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. to trade it, right? That's all. Simple strategy. Replicate. Now, I know what might be confusing to you guys is like, okay, if price makes a 4-hour a high on the weekly and refuses to do a daily chalk and everything is just all bullish, well, your daily will also be this bullish, and that's fine. And then your 4 hours, your 4 hours is also going to be very, very bullish. Like here on your 4 hours is going to be really, really bullish, like really, really, really bullish. So here you're going to be having something like this too. Now all you want to do is, you know that daily is bullish. Probably we have not had any established high here. All we had was the former high taken out. That's all we have right here. So we are just running up. So on your 4 hours, there are two things again still apply. If price has created a 15 minutes change of character when you came to the market during your trading time, if it has happened already, then you must wait for price to go into a 4-hour POI before you try to look for buys. But if it has not done that, you just have to go to your 1 hour time frame and look for a point of interest below midnight. Now this is a bullish scenario, so you're going to be doing that shit below midnight. So price goes below midnight to the FVG, or run a sell side, or enters an order block, you buy. Again, the hardest days are these impulsive days in the market, whereby the market is kind of impulsive and people will be like, what can I do? How can I trade it? It's very simple. Okay, and then you have days in your daily whereby price has reacted to a POI and is leaving. Okay, on your weekly it might still show like this because there's no weekly high yet, but then here it might be retracing from your POI area around here, and it's headed towards here. What should you do? This small retracement from this place on the 4 hours is going to look somewhat like this. So the retracement that happened already is going to cause that chalk on the 4 hours right here. It's going to cause that change of character on the 4 hours right here already. So while it moves to the POI, this is how it's going to be looking like. It's going to be looking like something like this. Now you're bearish. So now you're bearish. Now price is trying to retrace. Are you going to think that you're bearish on 4 hours then start to sell because 4 hours is in a bearish trend? No. Your daily is stronger and more powerful than the 4 hours. Your weekly is also powerful. They're all pointing up. So what do? You look at this particular face, this POIs. Do you have any? This swing, do you have any POIs? That's first question. Second question, is this low an established 4-hour low? More like, did it lead to a 15-minute chalk? If it led to a 15-minute chalk, then fire down. You need to be buying up because it's going to scatter everywhere. But if it didn't lead to a 15-minute chalk, I would just suggest you just wait and see what the market wants to do. Whether the market wants to break here, then start looking for normal trades. But then when you're in this kind of phase, for me, it's one of the sweetest phases I like. And all I just have to do, go on the 1 hour time frame, trade off point of interest below my midnights that are going up. That's it. So literally I'll just wait for some kind of funny retracement, but whereby on the 1 hour price goes below midnight to get into a POI, and that's where the buyers will stem from. It's a very simple thing. So let's look at an example on USD card. I think a trade I took inside this week. So let's look at it. Let's go to the daily time frame. All right, so around Wednesday this became an established high, or Thursday, because around Thursday this became an established high on the 4 hours. Now let's look at the history of what's going on the 4 hours first of all. So if I go to the weekly, you see that the 4 hours is bullish. sorry, if your USD card is bullish. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact structure I'm talking about right here. Low, high, because a break of structure, and all of a sudden we are here. Now we have retraced to a POI, and now we are headed towards this line. That's where we are headed to. So up we go to continue the bullish trend. And then on the daily, therefore there's going to be this very impulsive daily trend, but then it's okay. This was the daily high, this was daily low, and price has been impulsive going up. But since then we have not had a daily high. A daily high is caused by a change of character on the 4 hours. It was right here we had it, okay? Because on Thursday a 4 hour chalk literally happened. On Thursday a 4 hour chalk literally happened, which was this. This is our 4 hour time frame: high, low, created a high, and then that high led to the breaking of the previous low. That was how here qualified to be a red high. So for it to be a red high, what is the requirement? Well, the daily has to seek its own POI first. So daily had to retrace to run this sell side liquidity. That was the POI it was seeking. After it ran that sell side liquidity as a POI, then on the 4 hours, did you notice that even if it was a BOS on the 4 hours, it's still a bullish trade? Of course. Why? Because, please ignore this trade. I took this on Friday. Focus on this day, Thursday. So why is it still going to be a bullish trade? Because this low as it broke here also led to a 15 minutes change of character. So automatically that became a clear criteria as why to use card to buy. As you can see that where the change of character started right here. You feel me? Stay right there. So I'll make the line kind of thicker. I make this kind of violet. So that was exactly where it started. Exactly. So what happened is that it started going up from here, and that's what it's supposed to do. So it has caused an established low. So what do we need? We don't even have any serious POI. We had this FVG here, but the FVG was meant to get covered because it was not supported along other time frames, right? So as we had this low here, as you can see, because the daily is more powerful and this is the daily draw, price actually bought its way to that place. So how did I make my entry? Well, as you can see, where is our midnight? Let's see. Now this is our midnight. 8, 7, okay, 5. Here we have 5. So we have it right there. We'll mark it green. Let's mark it green. Nice. So can you see that price? This is the 1 hour time frame. Price rounds this simply is what we're calling a POS on 4 hours. On 1 hour, it's actually a liquidity sweep, which is a POI, right? Now that happened before my Q zone, which is 12. It happened before 12. So what does that require me? It requires me to go on my 15 minutes. I don't need to run a 1 hour slow again. I don't need any 1 hour mitigation because it has already happened during the London session. In this New York, since it already happened, all I want is a 15 minutes mitigation on this New York. That's what I want. So price coming back into this rejection block right here on the 15th, I was satisfied with that, and then I got my 3, I think that was my 3 minutes entry or so. I got my 3 minutes entry from this was a news day, but then I don't want to go too deep talking about news. If you want to learn how to trade news, check in the channel. You find out the last video I did about how to catch news. So as you can see, price jumped from here, and I think I got my entry around here because of the news, and my stops was lower. Okay, no, I didn't get it there. I put my entry above this high, so that while we're about causing the main change of character, it's gonna spike main profit, and then that was exactly how I won the trade. Right? So guys, you guys need to understand something. You need a community like this. You see, this community is the community I always wanted. Like I literally wanted a community like this when I was coming up in trading, but I didn't find one. And that's why right now that I am profitable, I'm doing this. Could you imagine everybody caught that trade with me? That USD card you see right here, everybody caught that shit with me. So let's look at it. Everybody was in the trade. I see what I said, take profits, right? This is the signal group, and as you can see, that's the trade right here. Let's go back, look at the structure. As you can see, 15 minutes. As you can see, everything. Now let's look at the dates I actually called this. I know it's not fake. Okay, you see right there, October 24th. You see right there, October 24th. That's when the trade was called. See when I posted it, buy stocks on USD card. So I trade live with my students. I teach them everything they need to know about the strategy. Okay, the strategy is easy, but then you need that psychology, you need that guidance, all right, to know how to not break your rules, because there's a lot to learn. There are a lot of lessons. There are some things that I will say, okay, I'm not going to take this trade, but you might want to take it. But then if you're with me, you're not going to take it too. And every single account you're going to have right there in that VIP money room is going to grow, because I am a profitable trader and everything I do is going to reflect on your own account. So guys, if you know you're going to ICT's channel, going to many places to look for information, and things are getting even way more complicated, just imagine how I explained this for you. This is the easiest way. This is the easiest way to get profitable. I'll say it again, this is the easiest way to get profitable. A mentor that teaches you, trades live with you, does the trade breakdown, teaches you psychology, hosts meetings, and also back tests the strategy with you. Yo, that's top-notch value. If you want to get involved in such group, the first link on the description is going to lead to my Telegram channel. Speak to me. Tell me, just message me with anything, mentorship, forex, help me, anything, and I'm going to understand what you're there for. You know, the simple strategy, and I'm going to teach more about this strategy in my next video. But for now, this is like how I trade. So you would get different market conditions, and I can't put all of them in one video because it's really gonna be long. I'll see you guys in the next video. And then you have to watch this video currently if you have no idea on how to get your daily bias. This video is gonna help you. And also, if you have no idea about everything you need to know about N3 model, this other video is gonna help you. Peace.